So open once, try to open that. Is it available or not? Can you inform me? So I have given a 10 minutes time period. Please complete within that time period. Yeah. Please respond whoever done with your with your form, your quiz. Please mention done with that. It's done. I think only 15 people have submitted their forms. I have around 60 people in our session, and only 15 people have submitted. What about remaining? Oh, okay, I got some more. 20 people has completed their test. So remaining people haven't touched. I think so. And I guess one people I didn't mention at that time. I didn't mention any mail. So one people has copy paste from the chat GPT. How I know is he didn't even whoever done. They didn't even remove the emoji also. Most of people. I will show. See. Do we use? No. So what I mean is, if you are copying from the chat GPT, at least please remove your emojis. Okay. Is the questions are easy known, right? I think I asked all the known questions only. Yeah, comments also. Why? Why we use comments and emojis in our daily life? QR code means you don't use any comment lines, right? For your own purpose. We are not doing so much of bunch of words, right? You are just doing at most of 15 lines of code. I think so. Most of time. So for that we need to use a command line. But if you are using means that means you are using ChatGPT. I think most of you. So don't use ChatGPT, guys. Try to do on your own. I think most of the questions. I think no. All the questions I have given where we have discussed, which we are discussed in our classes only. So okay, fine. So yesterday, like in the last class where we have stopped, we have discussed about the logistic regressions, right? How, what is a concept, why we call it logistic regression, but it is a classification method, right? So in this today's class, we are going to discuss another classification method that is known as KNN. I will share the second. So it is not to show. So what we are discussing today, we are going to discuss about KNN. So do you know what is KNN? Uh, yeah, K nearest. So that's up. That is working on. Technical team is working on that. You will get your online like uploading soon. Okay. So K nearest neighbors. What is the K in that? So do you know what is the K in that? K nearest neighbors. The name itself. We are having a bunch of points, or we are having a bunch of classes or some objects which are near. Okay. Right. So in that neighbors, how many neighbors and how many nearer values, like key key values, or if you are having a circle, So if you are having a circle, in that circle you are having some values. Okay, what is the boundary you want to put? So that is the k value. So the k value means whatever the boundary we are going to create, that is the value of the k. So simply it also can be known as how many nearer points we want to take. That can be also considered as the k. Okay, that is what the k in the k nearest neighbor means. Okay, the number of nearest data points we are using in that algorithm. For what? For why we are using this? To make our predictions. That is what our ultimate goal, right? So to make our predictions, whatever the nearest values we are taking, so that value is defined by k. Okay, is it clear? So if we see, k nearest neighbor is like, it is a lazy learning algorithm. Okay, as we have seen for regression or for logistic regression, where it is a classification model, we are using training period. So we are using a training session, like we are creating model and we are using a fit x comma y that for training, right? So we are giving some data for the training to the model. So but coming to this KNN, there is no pre-training is there. No prior training will be there. So no prior training will be there for what? KNN. So that is why we call it as lazy learning algorithm in our, like, whatever supervised learning we are learning, right? So that is what it means. Why means we are not having any training session, like training period, right? That's why it is called as lazy learning. So and also this KNN is instance based learning algorithm. Means it is based on like points, whatever the points we are taking, that is we are based on instances. Okay, means for suppose we are having points at different places in a circle. Okay, so this is the k boundary. So in the k range, whatever the instances are there, so whatever the values inside that k is only considered. So we might have values other than the k radius. Okay, we might have values other than the k radius, but we are creating a boundary. So that boundary is defined with the k value, and the values which are inside the whatever the data points or the whatever the data which is inside, that is only used. So that is the part which is inside the k radius is only used for our training. So whatever prediction we are making, so those are only used. That's why it is known as instance based learning. Okay, and what can we do other than this? And also Mm, okay. For suppose, we can take this. So I have said we are having K boundary circle. In that, we are having different points, square, rectangles, and circuits. Okay, these are the different data points we have in a K radius of circle. Okay, and in the circle, we got a new data point. So we have to define the class for it. So as we have seen, there are in that circle we are having two different classes. One is a triangle class, and other is the circle class, right? So we are having a star as a new data point. So what is our task is to find the class of this star. Okay, for this we have known, right, it is not having any prior training, and it is also an instance based training. So it checks the instances. So whatever the instances inside the circle, it checks. And it checks, how it checks means it uses distance. Okay, the key point is in the K nearest neighbors we use distance. So distance is our main role. It plays a main role in this KNN. So it checks the distance of every data point. Okay, every data point it checks. Okay, for the circle also it checks every distance between every data point to the new data point. Okay, and there is a condition, it doesn't check the shortest distance. So you are having here, if we see this triangle is more nearer, right? So that means it won't give the star as a triangle class. Okay, if you see this triangle is more nearer to the star, other than comparing to all the circles or all the triangles, this triangle is more nearer, but it won't give the triangle as it, because of it is nearer. So it checks for every triangle, it checks for every circle, it checks. It checks after checking every distance how many values, like if we see more circles are nearer than more triangles. Okay, if you see this triangle is more farther, this all these circles are more nearer. So it checks how many data points are more nearer to that data point. So this is the new data point. It checks the distance between every data point for a circle class and for the triangle class. It compares how many values are more nearer to. So for this, if I suppose you can take 2, 1, 3, 2, and these distances are 1, 1, 1. We are having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 data points for circle. So that means if we see the one distance, there is shortest distance. Three data points that is belongs to the circle class is more nearest. Means the distance is only 1. When compared to triangle, the distances are more, so it is more farther. But one data point is nearer but more farther, others are more farther, right? So that's how, yeah, it will use this. So that's how it finds the distance, and like it calculates how many data points in this circle. If you see, 3 data points are more nearer, in this only one. So that's why we can say this new data point belongs to class circle. Like that, it calculates the distance between every data point, and it will goes to the class where most of the data points from that class is nearer to the new data point. That is the point we have in the KNN. So for to finding the distance, to find the distance from between the data points, we use different distance formulas. So there are more different formulas to use to find the distance. Those are Euclidean distance, Manhattan distance, Minkowski. Some people will use Minkowski, but morely we use Euclidean and Manhattan. In those two also we'll more use Euclidean. Okay. Euclidean distance. So we'll mostly use Euclidean distance. Do you know the formula of the Euclidean distance? Can anyone know the formula of the Euclidean distance? So you can't present, so that's why I will give. So D is the distance we are going to find out, and square root of x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. So this is the formula we'll use to find out the distance between, to find out the distance between this new data point and whatever the existing points are there, right? So further, so if you see, I have given this x2 y2. So this is the new data point value, and x1 y1 is already we have data points, right? Already existing values. So already existing data points values. So do you understand up to now? Like, yeah, we can also use Manhattan also, but comparing to all of those, this Euclidean is more simpler and it is very understandable. So that's why most of the time we'll use Euclidean, right? So do you understand the distance formula? To find out the distance, we use x2 square root of x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. If we see, x2 y2 is the new data point values, and y1 and x1 and y1 is whatever the actual means whatever the data points which are all existing. So how can we have this x2 x1 and y2 y1? Why we are taking x2 x1? When we'll take y2 x values and y values if it is in a graph? We don't know what is the shape, where is the point, right? So we'll put all the points into a graph structure. So we can see the points, right, from x-axis and y-axis. So x-axis and y-axis, we can calculate the point where the point is, like that. So that is what these x values and y values. So for the new data points also it will be given. So to find out, what is our task? To find out the label. So to find out the label for the new data point, we need to calculate the distances between the already existing data points to the new data point. So I will give a small task. Uh, if you are having a pen and paper, a simple calculation, mathematical calculation for this. I will share a picture. Is the problem visible? So you are having data points. So these are the first data point, second data point. You are having 5 different data points. So your task is to find out the label for new data point, that is called 6 comma 8, and also for 5 comma 3. So I think, do you know what is the task? To find out the label for 6 comma 8 and 5 comma 3 by calculating the distance between these all the 5 points to the this point, and also to find the distance between this point and all these 5 points. And you know, right, how to find the label wherever you are having more to which label we are having more near points, means is the nearer point having fail more, or is the nearer point having more passes, like that you need to calculate. Do you get it? If you get it, please respond with thumbs ups. I have placed a timer, so try to complete within that timer and tell that what is the label for 6 comma 8 and 5 comma 3. Try to do yourself, not to copy from the chat GPT. Anyone completed? Do anyone completed like, your competition and have you find the label? Okay, the T is correct. And for coming to 5 comma 3, is it a long process for you guys? Are you having any trouble for this? Yeah, for 5 comma 3, it is a fail. So we'll see how we can code this, how we can write a code to solve this problem. Okay, can you look into that, or do you need some time to calculate? Okay, we'll look into the code, how to code this. Let's collab. So you know how to import this k nearest neighbors, right? So from sklan dot. So here up to now we have seen like linear model, right? So for this you need to import from sklan dot neighbors. So neighbors, from that you need to import k neighbor classifier. Okay, I think you got a doubt why up to now we have used a linear model only, right? So now we are using by neighbor. Why? Do you got that out? So up to now we are using linear model module. So from this sklearn library, you are using neighbors module. From that, you are using a k neighbor classifier module. Sorry, template. So from that, you can use this like you can solve this k nearest neighbor problems, right? So we have imported these. So already we have NumPy. We have imported NumPy in our Google Colab, right? So I also have. I didn't remember. I if I mentioned it not. So if we are using a Google Colab, so there is no need to necessary for every single problem you need to import this NumPy or Pandas every package. So once you have imported in this whatever the Google Colab notebook you are using, there is no need to import that package number of times when you are using. So if you have imported it once, then you can use along with this Google Colab how many times you want. So if you are creating a fresh notebook. So if you are creating a fresh notebook of Google Colab, then you have to again import there. So there is no need to import repeatedly in a single Google Colab notebook. Okay, I think I didn't mention this point. So that is how you can use this whatever the package you have imported. How many times you want, you can use that package. So as we are having these mathematical calculations, right? So for that you need to import this NumPy. That's why I'm saying. So for x values, again you need to take array function. In that you need to take 4 comma 3. So these are the data points I'm giving. If you have see from the data I have mentioned, so from that data point I'm giving these points 7 comma 8 and 5 comma 5 and 8 comma 8. So these are the points and the data. So now I have to mention the labels in y array in p dot array of. So the first thing is fail, second one is pass, and again third one is pass, fourth one is failed, fifth one is passed. So this is what the data points for x comma y, and I am giving a model KNN. So for this model I have given a KNN. For that k nearest I have a classifier. So here, as I have given, as I have mentioned, the k value. So you must give whatever the k value you want to take. So here I have to mention some point where it is. So I have told you that we need to take k value, right? So for this we are having different k values. So for every k value you can take k equals to 1, 3, 5, 7. So whatever the k value you want to take, you can take. But while taking the k values, you must take some security measures, like measures that you don't have, like you haven't take this like even numbers like 2 comma for you can't take this as a k value. So why means while you are taking this k value as even means, so then binary classification will occur. So there might be a chance of confusion. So that's why we are using this k. Okay, that is why we need to take a k value as a whole number only. So there will be no confusion, like binary classification will occur. So for this k, so if I take the k value is 1 means that it will like this might be the radius of that k. For this 3, this might be. For the k of 5, the circle will be increases. So if you have seen, if I take k as 1 means the circle is so small. So there are no much points. If you see, there is only one circle point and one triangle point only there. So for that, we are not having more options. So more options to see or more options to check the point. So by this, if you have like if you take this k value is so small means that might sometimes an error may occur. So if you see this, if you compare these two, circle and triangle, the triangle is more nearer, right? So it might it might assume a wrong data point as its class. So there might be a chance of misclassification. So that's why if you take a 3 or 5, that will be fine. So a minimum number of data points will be there, so you can find the distance between every data point. So if you take the distance as a 7 or 9 means there might have so many number of data points will be there. So we are taking an example, right? So that's why we are having so little number of data points. So if you are taking so many data points in our real life daily life activities, if you want to use this KNN means we might have so many data points. So for that, if you take this larger k value means it will be a little bit tough to calculate every single data point, right? So it will take us so much of time. So that's why you must take a minimum k value to have a defined output. So that is why I have to mention this point. So here we need to take n neighbor means, so whatever the neighbors you want to take, how many number of neighbors you want to take, like that you can sense. And KNN dot fit. So to know the data points, you are using this. So my new points are same as I have given 6 comma 3 no 6 comma 8 comma 5 comma 3. These are our new data points, right? We have taken. So to this we need to find the label. So for our prediction, KNN dot predict the new data points. So the label for the new data points. For this, we are having 2 data points at a single time, right? So if you are having 2 data points for every single value, so for every data point, you need to check. So I am saying for every data point, right? So that means you have to now you have to take a for loop. So for I comma j in zip of whatever the new data points comma predictions. So you have to predict, right? So you need to take predictions also. So for every single new data point, it will check. Print point, like whatever the new data point we have taken, I is whatever the j, whatever the prediction will get. So I have got it. NP is not defined. Means I didn't run like if you see these codes are blank, I didn't run that. So for that I need to import it. You can go where we have imported this numpy. Where I have imported numpy. So here I have imported the numpy. Then I can run this. I have once imported, right? So I can run this. Why classifier again? The spelling is correct, right? KNN, sorry. Why so many errors today? Neighbor, the spelling. Again, spelling. Clear, right? I have said in the first class itself, the variable name is a key point, like the vital point in the Python. So I have did so many mistakes, spelling mistakes. So I have given the variable name mistakes, right? So that's why it is showing error. If you correct those, if you know how to correct whatever the errors you got, that will be useful for your like future coding practice. So that's why I'm saying to do on your own means for this reason. You can correct your own mistakes. So if you simply copy and pasting means you are running the code, you are getting the output, but you are missing that you are not checking any mistakes on your own. So that is the reason why I'm saying do on your hands like that. So this is up to now. If you are having any concerns, you can leave, or if you are having any doubts, you can stay in the class. And I again repeating that, okay, we'll get the information in the group. So we'll meet on the March first week again. Are you guys having any doubts? Or else you just put your mobile one place and you are left that. So I'm leaving. If you're not having any doubts, I'm leaving. Okay, have a nice day. Like, we'll meet in the next session. Thank you guys.